Speaking of creative, yeah,
Hey,
so here's a cool one. We're going to get a little bit more creating narrative-based AAA franchises, some new
sure.
ones. We'll see how that actually plays out. And if you want to give us some more context, why don't you go ahead,
Listen,
Kyle?
dude. I'll give you the article right now. It's from guess what outlet it's from, Mike? I'll take a guess.
Uh, IGN, like
it's
all of
from
them, it
it's from
seems.
the Monopoly. No, I'm just kidding. It's in the late stage capitalism, baby. There it is.
Oh, goodness.
IGN. Activision opens new studio tasked with creating a narrative-based AAA franchise. You know who likes narrative-based AAA franchises, Mike? Me, say me.
You.
That's what I'm saying,
You
dude.
love it.
That's why I'm all about this. Elsewhere Entertainment will seek to create a state-of-the-art and next-generation gaming experience that we will see in 6 to 7 years from now. Unfortunately, Mike, it's going to take that long.
Yeah,
2030.
It always does, dude.
Kind of
but at least we
unfortunate.
get some context, you know?
Yeah. I'll be 33. Yeah. I'm just, not to, make you feel old or anything. Yeah. Here we are.
I just got dated.
All right, Mike, listen. Kat Bailey wrote this article talking about this. Activision has announced the formation of Elsewhere Entertainment, a new studio it says will focus on developing a narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchise. Genre-defining. That's pretty bold. It's a bold statement.
It is, dude.
Elsewhere Entertainment, which is based in Warsaw, Poland. For those that don't know where Warsaw is Activision's second Polish studio after the Krakow-based. Is that Krakow? Krakow? I think it's Krakow, right?
Krakow, I think?
Krakow.
Yeah, Krakow.
Based
yeah, do Krakow.
Yeah, Krakow. Krakow-based Infinity Ward, Poland. Studio has been working behind the scenes up until now, and this is the first public unveiling. Elsewhere, adverb, at, in, from, or to another place or other places. Anywhere or somewhere else. So, according to the blog post revealing the new studio, Elsewhere Entertainment's team includes storytelling experts who have previously worked on franchises that include The Last of Us, Uncharted, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Destiny, The Division, and Far Cry. That's a pretty good slate of titles right there, Mike.
That is really good, yeah.
Pretty good slate of AAA narrative-based titles. It is currently recruiting developers in hopes of creating a state-of-the-art and next-generation gaming experience, which IGN understands is not a Call of Duty-related project. That's good news. I'm gonna be honest. Much as COD's cool, it's not. Don't want another COD game, Mike? Do I want another COD game? We're gonna find out the next one's good in about 2 weeks, but hey.
Yeah, I was about to say we're coming up, dude. It's coming out soon.
Yeah. It's going up. Little else is known about Elsewhere Entertainment's first franchise, though the post does mention that the studio hopes to craft a franchise with an enduring legacy that resonates far beyond games. That would seem to point to a transmedia franchise that will try to replicate the success of Last of Us and Fallout, or maybe just get its own theme park. These are very bold stuff coming out the gate, Mike. Activision's kind of going all in, I feel like, trying to get this...
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do. I mean, we can go into it at the end. We got a couple more paragraphs, but I think it has a lot to do with how Microsoft and Xbox want to get their money back. So they're really pushing for Activision to start getting some new titles out. Definitely start captivating the existing audience with new merchandise or new avenues of revenue.
Yeah, very true. To this point, Activision has mostly been known for its work on the Call of Duty series, with Crash Bandicoot developer Toys for Bob opting to go independent following the Xbox acquisition. In addition to the Crash Bandicoot games, Activision Publishing also released Sekiro Shadows Die Twice and Destiny. Elsewhere Entertainment's opening stands out in an industry that has lately been rocked with layoffs. We covered it the other week about Nintendo GameWorks and all that stuff. It's unclear when Elsewhere Entertainment's game will be released, though based on estimated development timelines, it's likely to be a few years yet. In the meantime, Activision appears to be preparing for revealing the next Call of Duty on June 9th, Xbox Showcase Day. Very excited stuff for that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of info about that. Hopefully.
Yeah, they say a few years for this game. Unless it's been cooking already for a couple years, it's gonna be 5 to 6 years. If I had to sit here and make a guess. Assuming they started recently, right? If they started a year ago, maybe the timeline's a little shorter. But Yeah, it's going to take some time because, these AAA games, if you're trying to make a genre-defining AAA game, Mike, you're going to be taking 5 to 6 years in the current climate. So, just how it is.
I mean, I feel like that's fair. But this whole genre-defining AAA franchise, those are just buzzwords to me,
They
man.
are.
They don't mean anything.
I was about to say, yeah, it's a whole lot of
The
buzzwords.
the only thing that I really want to see is this narrative-based game.
Yep.
That's what really matters to me. I don't want to have another stupid, boring, nothing going on kind of
Saying,
game,
yeah,
It is
yeah,
what it is.
yeah. The whole genre-defining stuff. You think I'm going to listen to that, Mike? You think I'm going to internalize that and be like, yes, you're definitely going to make that? Because in this day and age, like, granted, Activision, yeah, a lot of money, cool, that's wonderful, but it's like, I have a feeling like they're going to say all this, and then we're going to get a reveal trailer, and it's going to be most people scratching their heads or confused or something like that. I hope I'm wrong, but I just feel like whenever we hear studios talk about this and talk like this, it's like, it's just like you set yourself up for failure almost, because like you're saying all this stuff, and then if it's nowhere near that expectation just from the first reveal or something like that, it's like people are already just like not interested. So it's a little scary when you say stuff like this. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's really hard to say though. I mean, do you think this is a long shot? Do you think this is something that we didn't see coming though?
What, like a genre defining
Like,
title?
well, just the so what we've experienced this last week is Microsoft. I'm not gonna say they're overstepping Xbox and the Xbox Game Studios, but they really just noticed, oh crap, this Activision Blizzard deal cost a buttload of money.
Yep.
We need to make sure shareholders make their money back. So what do? Okay, let's go reevaluate the studios under Xbox Games and figure out what the heck's going on. And then they started closing the ones that were underperforming, right?
Yep.
They might have closed out one that probably shouldn't have been closed down because they made a really good IP. However, they weren't bringing in consistent revenue.
Yep.
I could see that being an issue. So what do you do now? Well, we definitely want to see Activision like return on investment as soon as possible. So what do? Okay, we need to find a new game. So new IP, new audience, and how do you do that? Well, Elden Ring was super popular. Senua Saga looks pretty decent. What's it called? The Alan Wake 2 was amazing.
There you go.
And why Baldur's Gate 3. Those are all narrative-based games. They're all genre-defining games. So I think they're just trying to captivate that audience and realize like, oh wait, we can actually go back to what made gaming beautiful, like single story, play it all the way through, and then afterwards there's supplemental like multiplayer to help out with maintaining an audience playing your game.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Train IP. Next thing you know, you got a theme park, dude. So many things can happen, and I think that's really what's going on here.
Yep.
Is just getting people excited, and I mean, it should be happening.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be optimistic,
Yep.
but you never really know when it comes to Microsoft.
Oh yeah,
and
I mean,
Activision in particular.
And let me tell you, morale's way down after last couple weeks, and it's just
no
not
kidding, dude.
And it's just like it's hard to get excited about Activision stuff right now. I feel like, and I don't know, Xbox Showcase. I'm hoping there's some cool stuff, but I also have a feeling too, like yeah, some people obviously are gonna forget kind of what happened, but I think there's still gonna be a decent amount of people that are just like, oh, we saw what you did a month ago. Like like what's going on, kind of thing.
Well, it's not just a month ago, is it? It's because we've seen so many layoffs throughout the entire gaming industry.
Yeah.
I think this could be Microsoft or Xbox, their biggest showcase in a long time. Or
Hopefully.
it could be I'm not gonna say biggest ever, but it's gonna be a very important showcase. It's not gonna be your typical one that just kind of updates. Oh yeah, we got a couple of cool games coming out. It's like, nah, man. Like we had 25,000 people get laid off just in your umbrella. This ain't gonna be chill. You got to come out and show that this is gonna be good.
If this don't hit, Mike, if this don't hit, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm gonna be upset. I think most people are too.
They're gonna get cooked on social media. 100%.
I feel like no matter what they do,
either way,
they're gonna get cooked.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. If it's underwhelming, they're gonna get cooked by the people that are just like, oh, it wouldn't have been underwhelming if you would have kept so and so. Like you guys had bad business practices. You're ruining everything.
Yeah.
Or if it turns out to be amazing games, it's gonna be like, well, if you have all this money to make these amazing games, why'd you fire everybody?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
I mean, Xbox is at a point already where they just can't win, so they have to,
Right now,
try and recover.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. I mean, think about the Xbox layoffs, stuff like that too. I know we had a whole article a couple weeks back about Phil Spencer, and like obviously, like there's been a lot of under his kind of leadership. There's been a lot of crap that's happened. Yeah, and I think to a certain extent too, especially these layoffs. It's hard for me to think that it was like Phil's decision. I feel like it was like Satya or the Microsoft CEO and kind of that like high level stuff that they were coming to him and being like, look, you gotta cut jobs somewhere because again this we're not Game Pass isn't doing as well as we'd hoped, and this Activision Blizzard acquisition's already like rearing its head, so like something's have got to go. So you're looking at like the Blizzard. If you look at like the Blizzard acquisition stuff, I mean, and Blizzard, what am I saying? Bethesda. If you look at the Bethesda acquisition stuff, you'll see a lot of those studios, and like just looking through them, I mean, you have like the major ones, like the id Softwares and the Machine Games working on the Indiana Jones stuff. You got the Bethesda Game Studios, the namesake, the poster child of kind of Bethesda, and then you have Tango Gameworks and all these other kind of smaller ones. And it was kind of just like, well, if we have to cut some of these, then it's obviously it's unfortunately going to be kind of Tango and those other ones. Still not Tango especially it still sucks that it's not the right move in my opinion. Just from a morale standpoint. But
I mean, other studios saw it happen. They're just like, what?
Yeah,
that was our umbrella company, like our parent company doing that to you. That's nuts.
And I don't know about Ninja Theory now. I have my doubts about Ninja Theory. That's even with Hellblade 2 hopefully being a good title. Still, like, it's weird when I think about it. You know when Hellblade 1 came out, Mike? You know what year it came out?
90s, right?
Well, the first Hellblade game. The first Hellblade game that came out.
Hellblade. Hellblade. Okay, my bad. For some reason, I was thinking Helldivers, and even then, I'm probably way off. Hellblade, no, mid 2000s.
No. First, so Hellblade 1, it was a Xbox One title, I think. It was like right before, Xbox Series X, whatever. Anyways, that came out middle of 2017. It was August 2017 to be exact. And then Hellblade 2 comes out. I mean, do some math. What was that? 7 years later, we're getting Hellblade 2.
Yeah, 8. Yeah, 7
and
or 8. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played the full game yet, but from what I've heard, it's about the same length as the first game. 8-9 hours. If you really just don't know what you're doing, it's like you're taking. I mean, that's almost an hour a year, Mike. Like that is. Oh man, that is a long
nuts.
time for a game like Hellblade. Don't get me wrong.
Audio design. Really think about from
audio design. Yeah, audio design stuff's fantastic so far, but it's just like, I mean, that's a long time for 8 hours, and so it's stuff like that kind of makes you worried about Ninja Theory. Hopefully they can work on something else and kind of stay afloat. Before that, they did a Devil May Cry reboot title back in like 2013, but then they kind of did that and they went into Hellblade stuff and they found some footing with Hellblade. And it's like just as the studio's finding its footing and finding an IP to work with, it's like, oh man, the future's uncertain. So, I don't know. I think circling back to all this, Elsewhere Entertainment, curious to see what they make. I go into anything Activision or Xbox at this point with a very high caution of optimism and just, I want to see what they work on. But just coming out saying state-of-the-art genre-defining experience, which made me think for this show, a great idea is to do a tier list of the genre-defining games for each genre. But that's another day, I think that'd be interesting to see what we define, what we think would be genre-defining in a certain genre. Could be very fascinating. But
yeah, I think we could definitely have fun with that.
Yeah, for sure. But needless to say, I'm curious to see what Elsewhere Entertainment's going to do. I had the logo and stuff. I like the blurred background and everything. It's kind of like, is this? Is this a tease? What are we looking at here? Probably pick this image for days. But oh man, I'm cautious, Mike, to say the least.
Yeah, I think that's the best. That's the word of the day, man. Being cautiously optimistic. I think because I don't want us to be negative as a podcast. I would like to give some real takes that our opinions are based on. But I don't want to be like overwhelmingly negative. Things aren't really looking that good in gaming industry though. Hopefully, Activision and elsewhere entertainment can make this happen. And there's a lot of good Polish studios out there that are crushing it.
It's true, man.
So
those EU studios go crazy, dude. I'm just saying.
They do. They hit, man. They hit.
So talk about CDPR. Aren't they in Poland?
Yes, they are. I believe so.
I think so. But yeah, dude. I mean, come on. They made a genre-defining IP in Witcher. I mean, come on.
That's a fact. So, yeah, that's a fact.
They're doing something right, baby. You got people from Last of Us. You got people from Witcher. You got people from all these different IPs. You know, Division, Uncharted, Last of Us. Those are very, very strong narrative-based titles.
100%. So they obviously have talent and they understand how to assemble a proper game. Every single one of those is a good game.
Yeah.
Or has good games within the IP. So
very good.
That's plenty of talent. I think it's just more, and they're definitely gonna have the finances for sure. They're gonna have the funding. So now it's just a matter of time, effort, and teamwork. Really, that's what's gonna have to. It's gonna come down to.